What's up, guys? Lewi here. Sometimes you just have those days, right? You just are in a slump. Maybe you started off like on fire in the morning and you got to like early afternoon and all of a sudden it's like, oh, the energy's all gone. Or sometimes you just have that one meeting or one encounter in the morning that just kind of sets you off down a spiraling loop. It happens to everyone all the time. So how are we going to get past that? And there's a few simple strategies that I use just to break up my day and get me back to my focus place. Ed Milet was talking about this at an event I was at recently where he actually reaffirms his behaviors with a physical action. It acts as like a trigger point. So his is a click. When he's in a good place or when something awesome happens in his life or just something that passes by that was a really cool thing, he clicks his finger. Why does he do it? Because he connects the click to positivity. And honestly, without sounding crazy, it's like training a dog, right? Do you ever do that with the clicker? Where like, sit, good boy, click, and it affirms the click to the action. Well, it's the same thing. Our brains are actually not that far apart, believe it or not. So reaffirming something like that with what you're doing, you know, it might be like a fist bump, it might be the clicks, it might be whatever. Mine is a few clicks of the finger. It's actually 3, which is really weird, but whatever, I'm oversharing. But affirming things like that, when good actions happen, give yourself a physical trigger that's going to do it. The reason we do that is to get yourself out of the slump. So you might be sitting there like, oh my gosh, this is miserable today. And you might be able to like hit the trigger and pull yourself back from it. It might help. Sometimes it doesn't. It's okay. So that's why we have other things in place to also help. But the affirmative action from your trigger point is definitely a big one to do. It could be doing 10 push-ups on the floor, get you back up and running. You know, stuff like that that gets the adrenaline flowing, gets you running again, can really do wonders for you. But there's 3 things that I do that really help to get me through those slumps. The first thing I do is just take a break and go outside and go for a walk. I might take the dogs a walk, or I might ask my wife if she wants to go a walk, or I'll just go for it myself. But getting outside, getting that vitamin D from the sun and taking a break from screens and everything is so good for you. And you should really be doing that anyway, honestly. So leave the phone at home. Do not take this with you. Leave it at home. If you got an Apple Watch with notifications, take it off or silence the notifications or something. You want to get away from what you're doing so you can just zone out, let your brain reset, so when you come back, you can sit down and go for it again. So get outside, take a walk, get some fresh air for like half an hour, 15 minutes, whatever it is for you. Come back and that will help restart things. The next thing I do is meditation. And a lot of people do this. A lot of people are like, oh, whatever, meditation. I never used to do this, but I started doing it over the last kind of year and a half, and it actually really helps me. Now, I'm not sitting here for like 45 minutes, like, that's not my jam. All I do is deep breathing for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, depending on how much I need. So I've got a couch right there that I actually do this on. I'll just grab a seat and I'll do deep breathing for like 5 minutes, put some ambient music on, and I'm good to go. Sometimes I'll lie on the floor, it really depends. But if you break this up during the day, it can help a ton. Like 1, 2 o'clock, just like pause. Okay, silence everything, notifications off, set a timer for 5 minutes and just breathe. Game changer. I'm telling you, it will reset your day. The last one is visualization, which kind of goes into that. But visualization is just really remembering what you're doing this for and what your goals are. Because if you can connect it emotionally, the mundane tasks don't seem so bad just to get through them. You know, if you're just going through the motions, it's like, oh, why am I even doing this? But if you connect them to the emotions, to the goals, to the dreams that you have, then getting through those, you know, gets you a tiny step closer to those goals. So visualization is a big one, and you can combine those 2, you can combine those 3. You can go out for a walk while deep breathing and visualizing at the same time. All 3 in 1 combo. It's a game changer. So try those things out. The physical thing that's going to get you back and snap you back into action. Could be push-ups, could be jumping up and down, could be fist bumps, could be blasting Rage Against the Machine. Whatever it is, okay, that's just going to center and get you back into the flow. And then you've got deep breathing, meditation, you got visualization, and of course you got going out for walks. Okay, so those are the things I use. If I'm in a slump, if I'm just not feeling it, just break it up. And honestly, here's the last one, guys. Sometimes you just need to stop. Just stop working for the day. It's okay. You don't have to work all day every day to get where you want to go. Remember, being busy and being productive are 2 very different things, but people like to think that it's actually the same. So I could be busy all day and get nothing done, but I could have 2 hours of productive work and finish a ton of stuff I had to. So think about it like that. If you're just in a slump and you're just like, I can't, Just call it and be good. It's okay. Your brain wasn't built to do this 24/7 all day, every day. So take that break, reset, come back tomorrow and get back to it, okay? If it's a continual pattern, then it's something we're going to need to work on. But if it's a one day where you're just like, I'm just toast, just call it. I do it all the time, honestly. Sometimes I'll just do it on like Thursdays or Fridays. If I'm like working and I get some stuff done, it's like 11, 12 o'clock. Sometimes I'm like, I just can't. I just call it. It's all good. So these are the things I've learned to deal with in slumps, you know, in like breaking through this kind of slump pattern and getting through to the other side of this. It's really hard, especially if you're like having an office day in front of the computer, just like, oh, I hate this. I love being out with people, meeting people, doing all that stuff. If you have an office day in front of your computer and that's not your jam, that's really challenging. So try those things out, guys. I'm telling you, they really, really help. Drop a comment below. Let me know if they do. Let me know if you're starting to put these into your daily and weekly routines. It really helps. Guys, if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel, like, and do all that stuff. I would love the support, and I will see you on the next one.